Okay, this is lesson 3 of our fractions review. We are going to build off of our last lesson. Okay, we are rewriting fractions in simplest form. The first thing you need to do, the easiest way to do this, is find the greatest common factor between your numerator and denominator. So first step is just doing the same exact thing as you did in the last lesson. 8 and 12. If you need to go through the process of writing all the factors, okay, it ends up that the greatest common factor between 8 and 12 is 4. So I'm going to divide the 8 by 4. Also going to divide the 12 by 4. And the reason why this works is 4 over 4 is 1. If you divide anything by 1, it just gives that number back. So I'm going to divide by the 4 over 4 here. 8 divided by 4 gives me 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 8/12 simplified is 2/3. If you have a mixed number like this, you're going to ignore the 8. Okay, you have 8 and 10/15. We're just going to focus on the 10/15. Find the greatest common factor between 10 and 15. It turns out to be 5, so I'm going to divide the 10 by 5, and I'm going to divide the 15 by 5. Okay, 10 divided by 5 is 2. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So 10 over 15 simplified is 2/3. We're just going to bring the 8 over. 8 and 10/5 is just the same as 8 and 2/3. Okay, on the handout, I will do numbers 2 and 3 as examples. Number 2, 16 over 36. Let's find the greatest common factor. So let's try 4. We're going to divide the top by 4, divide the bottom by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 36 divided by 4 is 9. And then you kind of check again. 4/9. Is there another greatest common factor between 4 and 9? There isn't. Okay, you just want to make sure that the 4 was the greatest common factor. There wasn't, so 4/9 is our greatest common factor. All right, so in the second one, we'll look at this 40 over 42. So if I look at this, numbers are a little bit bigger. Maybe you don't find the greatest common factor, or it's kind of hard to find it. Just come up with a common factor. Both numbers are even, right? So if both numbers are even, 2 will go into both of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and divide the top by 2, the 40 by 2, and the 42 divided by 2. Okay, so 40, so I'm just taking it in half, right? 40 divided by 2 is 20, and then 42 divided by 2 is 21. Okay, so 20 over 21. There is no other common factor other than 1 between 20 and 21. So it turns out that 2 was our greatest common factor. 18 over 36. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. Find a greatest common factor. Let's go ahead and divide. Both of these are also even numbers, so I'm going to divide by 2. Divide by 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. And 36 divided by 2 is 18. Now, when I get to this point here, 9 and 18, there is still, this can still be broken down, okay, because there is still a greatest common factor. There is still a common factor other than 1 here. 9 goes into 9 and 9 goes into 18. So I realize now that 2 was not the greatest common factor between 18 over 36, but it helped me break it down some more to help me see, to help me further see that it could still be simplified, right? So if I divide the 9, divide by 9, divide by 9, right? So this gives me 9 divided by 9 is 1, 18 divided by 9 is 2. So it is 1/2. And if you look at 18 over 36, that makes sense, right? We probably should have seen from the very beginning that 18 is half of 36. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at number 3 here. So here's our mixed number. 9 over 15, greatest common factor. Let's try 3. So if I divide by 3, divide by 3, and remember for this, we're just going to pull the 2 over. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. There is no common factor between 3 and 5 other than 1. So 3 was our greatest common factor, and we are done simplifying that one. Okay. All right, the next one, 6 and 18 over 30. Let's go ahead. Both of these are even numbers, so if you don't see the greatest common factor kind of quickly, go ahead and just divide it by 2. Okay, so I'm going to divide by 2, divide by 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 30 divided by 2 is 15. Okay, now you should check again, because 9 and 15, there is still another factor, a common factor that will divide into both of these. And it turns out that it's 3, right? 3 divides into 9 evenly, 3 divides into 15 evenly. So I'm going to continue to divide here. Divide by 3, divide by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And don't forget that there was still a 6 there. Okay, so your simplified form is 6 3/5. Now, the greatest common factor of 18 and 30, it turns out that it was 6. If you came up with 6, the greatest common factor right away, right, you skip that middle step there. So coming up with the greatest common factor is the quickest way to do it. But if you just come up with a factor, you just need to keep testing. The next one, 8 and 36 over 54. I'm going to go ahead and I could just go ahead and do 2, but I kind of see that 6 goes into both of these. So let's try 6. Right? 36 divided by 6 gives me 6. 54 divided by 6 is 9. Okay, so now I'm down to 6/9, but then I check again and I realize, okay, 3 still goes into 6 and 9. So I'm going to divide by 3 and divide by 3. Okay, so 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 2/3. And then there's no more greatest common factor other than 1. I just need to remember to bring over the 8. Okay, I hope that helped.